Hi guys, I hope you're doing fine and enjoying your time wherever you are. Today I'm here to analyze my first action film called Ambulance. But before we start, if you're new here, my name is Zelda Biyaki and welcome to the channel, and I hope that you enjoy. So, over the years I've watched action films. Okay, I can't say I'm a fan of action films, but I've watched enough action films, but none has ever scratched my my itch as much as this film Ambulance has done it. I mean, oh my god, I don't know how to classify it. I can't say it's a good film, but I can't say it's a bad film. But it's that type of film when you start watching and you're like, this is going horribly, and you want to stop watching, but you keep watching, and then you're at the end of the film and you're like, well, they could have done better. Anyway, let's begin. So, Ambulance is an action film which revolves around these the two brothers, Will and Danny, and so it begins with Will is like a veteran, and I won't say a veteran, you know, the army veteran. And he's having some issues with his insurance, and because he needs money for his wife's surgery, but the insurance is not coming through. So he goes to the brother Danny to ask for help, and Danny tells him that he can help him with the money, but he has to do something for him. And turns out that they were going to rob a bank, and Danny wanted Will to be like the getaway driver. Okay, not really the getaway driver, but he wanted him to be part of the crew. So without much of an option, Will accepts. And at the very beginning, we are like, first of all, this story is there's so much going on at the beginning of the film. You know, first of all, we have the medics. The medics are the two guys, the one guy who's actually a new intern. Oh, that's such a cliche. Like, you are there, you have a team, and then we have a pro and we have a newbie. I mean, like, seriously, so cliche. But anyway, that's not the point. So we have these people, and so apparently, and then we have that character plot where this pro EMT has such an attitude. I'm really like, girl, can you just drop it? Nobody cares about you. Like let's just. She was so annoying. But like, that's not the point. And then there's the police crew now. There are two, also the same plot. I mean, like, seriously, we have an old cop and a newbie cop, and is like almost they are new into this name. The newbie is still new into this police business, and apparently he has a crush on this teller who works in the bank that is being robbed. And then now we have this crew, the Danny and Will crew. So at the beginning, it's kind of chaotic. But like so the story jumps in, and the plot is like, so this newbie having a crush on the teller, the old partner says like he can drop him at the bank, and he go so that he can go and ask the girl out. But while at the bank was already been taken over by the robbers, who is Will and Danny and the crew. And so kwa hizo harakati, in that moment of, you know, asking the girl out, he realizes that the name that the bank manager gave him was the wrong name, so it ticks the whole thing off, and then it just goes southways from there. I mean, like, it went so badly, so fast. You're like, by the first 20 minutes, everything is sideways. You're like, yo. But like, that's not the point now. So at this as the chaos are going on, first of all, so there's a bank robber and actually we don't even, you know, there were so many potholes. So the newbie police is in the bank, and there's this the crew, the Danny and the Will crew are in there, and so when and then the partner at some point when Danny is wants to go out now that they are done robbing the place, the partner spots Danny holding the partner in a way that is suspicious, and then he starts like, you know. Okay, so from there everything goes southways. First of all, he doesn't call the police, but within 5 minutes the whole place is flooded with police. You're like, first of all, We didn't see anybody call the police, and then the police are coming, and these people are shooting everywhere. Like there's no direction at whom they are shooting at. I mean, I get that the fact that these robbers were there and they're like trying to like get to them, and you know. Okay, yeah, get to them basically. But like these people are just shooting everywhere. They're shooting everywhere, and you're like, this is so chaotic. People are running. You're running. We are shooting the entire place. We get to the Nini, and then so now most of the Nini, at some point, most of the crew dies except Will and Danny, and then they're going to the basement, and the basement, yeah, the basement in the bank. And then up at some point there we clearly see that the basement is empty, you know. But then out of nowhere at some point the police are coming, and we see people running out, and we're like, where were these people, you know? There were so many plot holes. But like anyway, so at some point there, the newbie police tackles Danny, but then Will shoots him, and that's when the medics now come in. The old partner comes and finds the newbie partner shot, and he calls for the ambulance. And happening, those newbie and the old, you know, the ambulance at the beginning, they come to the scene, and then at some point there, when they're going out there. They are stopped by Will and Danny, and one of the newbie EMTs forced out, and then they take over the ambulance and they go out. So from there, from there they're just chasing. It's all about now the ambulance. I guess that's where the title came from. But at some point you're like. So now they break free, and then it takes a while to know that these people, the ambulance that went to the hospital was actually not the EMT, and the EMT was held hostage, and now we are chasing the ambulance, and we spent 2 hours 16 minutes chasing the ambulance. I mean, can you know how ridiculous that is? Do you know how ridiculous that is? First of all, there are so many times they could have ditched that ambulance. I mean, I get the fact that the title is called Ambulance, but seriously, it's so cliche. Okay, not really cliche, but it's so... I don't know. I kind of want to call it stupid. You know, these people. Okay, we know. First of all, they have stolen an ambulance. It's something which is so visible. They can't hide from from the Nini. Okay, we have helicopters going on. We have the police radars going on. Everybody's on the lookout for them. But they're still chasing. They're still in the ambulance. I mean, they could have gone somewhere, ditched it, and changed Nini vehicles. But no way. It was so. It was so actiony, you know. And I actually had to remind myself that when it comes to action films, it's more about the action and less about the plot. So when you're watching this movie, just tune out your brain, tune out any logic that you have, and just focus on the action, because that's what it's all about. Anyway, so that's basically the plot, and we spent, as I've said, 2 hours 16 minutes chasing the ambulance. So now let's begin about the medical scenes. Oh my god, they were so badly executed. I mean, it's like the writer didn't even look for like a consultant, like EMT or medical personnel to actually consult before writing this script. They just went out there. I mean, maybe he or she just sat there and decided to write something so bad about medicine. I mean, like we could have done a little research, considering you people got like 40 million US dollars. Do you know how much you could have done with that money? Like, mere research. I know that this is an action film, but if you're going to make you're going to put medical scenes into them, then make them realistic. First of all, we start at the beginning. That police, the newbie police, is shot and he's bleeding. He has already bled out so much. But then the nurse comes in. I mean, the pretty nurse now. I get to that. She comes in and she's there. She's like, she gives like 2 half-assed chest compressions, and then slaps the guy, you know. First of all, that's not how it's done. I'm not in medicine, but I know first of all you have to check for the pulse, and if he doesn't have the pulse, then you start chest compressions. Slapping the short guy on the chest is not going to make his heart start beating, but we go with it. And then we are held hostage with the patient, and now the patient is bleeding so much. Like, we can see like blood is running like a tap, but somehow it still makes it to the end. That guy could have so much. So that's a long time ago. Like he couldn't have even actually made it like past 30 minutes at the rate at which he was bleeding. But like you're like, okay. Like the medical scenes were so off. I mean, these people could have watching just Dr. Mike on YouTube, you could learn so much on medicine. But no, you just have to go out there and give us some bullshit scenes about medicine. I mean, I get the fact that for me, okay, for the casting part, I get the fact that you are using the femme fatale. Am I saying where you put like a beautiful lady, I'm a woman in the film for to be the subject of gaze, and that's basically it. But like, if you're going to use somebody, if you're going to put a woman in the film and she's going to be pretty, at least give her some basic knowledge, make her look pretty and smart. That's a very sexy combination. Just making her pretty and making her do stupid actions is so, you're like, ugh. She's just there to be gazed at, and that's it. And at some point, it's just stop being cute. It's just like stupid. Yeah, she's cute, but she's like doing stupid things. But like, for me, I'm like, if you're going to put one female in the film, then make that film. Okay, and I'm not saying like, I'm not a feminist, but I'm not standing for a stupid plot, clinic character plot. If give the character, she's the only female character up with her, and then give her a proper plot, make her plot worthwhile. It's not like you just don't give her like, she's just there to be gazed at. And at the end, I'm like, at the whole film, there's no indication that she has a daughter, and then at the end, you're just springing on it on us like she has a daughter. I'm like, first of all, it makes no sense. We don't care if she has a daughter. The film is over. We don't care for her or her daughter for that matter. It was so irrelevant to the plot, you know. But like, anyway, this is an action film, and it's all about the action and less about the plot. But there are so many things that they could have done better to make this film perform better, because actually it's kind of flopped in on box office, and maybe it was because it was action, but maybe it was because of, you know, the entire film is just wasn't well executed. They could have cut so many unnecessary scenes there and actually put more effort into actually making like doing research and making better action, scripting, better medical scenes, and everything that makes a great film great, you know. But like it's kind of flawed, because the budget was like 40 million, but then it made like 33 so like that's like, it didn't even equal out the cost of production. So like, but like, if you're an action person and you're looking for an action film, and maybe you want just an action film to be there and make you maybe a little bit mad, maybe scream a little bit, this is the film for you. Ambulance is for you. Ambulance is a Universal picture. It was distributed by Universal Picture, but it was produced by, I've forgotten. There were pretty new production companies in that film. Yeah, but like, it's out there, you can find it. I'm not sure if it's on Netflix, but it's out there. You can find it. And then yeah, I think that's all. It's an okay film. It's an okay action film. I know my sister was watching. Actually, I thought maybe I was like being biased, and then my sister watched, and she has the exact same reaction to what I had, and I'm like, exactly, that's what I said, you know. But like, all you know, for her, she said, and then for her, yeah, it's actually true. There's some scenes that were way too fast, that they were just blurry. You miss the action, you know. I mean, like, yeah, action films should be fast paced, but like, make that fast paced worthwhile. See, everything is blurry. You're like, and at the beginning of the film, we had so many drone movements. They were so annoying. I was like, can you just stop it? I know that you're shooting in LA, and I know that in LA we have tall buildings, but can you stop shoving it down our throats? But apart from that, it was a nice film if you want to enjoy. If you are into actions and no plots, and if you can just switch your logic mind from a little bit and watch an action film, then you might enjoy Ambulance. And I think that's all. Yeah. Hey, thank you for hearing me ramble and complain and all that. But I thank you for watching to this point, and I hope to see you next time.